The best thing you can do for your soil this season is stop doing something. Stop digging it up. Stop exposing it. Stop treating it like a problem to be solved. Because every time you turn the soil over, pull it bare, and leave it open to the sun, you are not preparing it, you are damaging it, and the harder you work it, the more it needs next year. They dig, they till, they expose the ground, they pull weeds, water constantly, buy fertilizer, spray for problems, and then wonder why the garden still feels like a fight. But there is a method that does the opposite. It builds soil while you sleep. It feeds the plants without synthetic fertilizer. It holds water without expensive irrigation. It suppresses weeds without herbicide. And once it is established, it can dramatically reduce the work of gardening. The strange part? This method has been known for decades. It has been laughed at, ignored, called messy, called lazy, and in some places even restricted or pushed back against because it does not fit the way a proper garden is supposed to look. So if it works so well, why is it not everywhere? Why are gardeners still being taught to turn the soil over every spring, leave bare dirt between plants, and buy a new stack of products every year? The answer is uncomfortable, because this method does not just grow food, it challenges the entire system built around making gardening complicated, expensive, and dependent. What you are about to learn may change the way you look at soil forever. The method is called deep organic mulching, and once you understand it, the question is not, why would anyone do this? The question is, why did we ever stop? The idea is almost too simple. You cover the soil with organic material, straw, spoiled hay, leaves, wood chips, or shredded plant matter. Not a thin decorative layer, a real layer, several inches deep, sometimes much deeper. You do not till it in, you do not bury it, you do not mix it into the soil, you leave it on the surface, and then you let nature do what nature has been doing on forest floors for millions of years. Leaves fall, fungi spread, worms move in, moisture stays protected, the soil rebuilds itself from the top down. No forest needs a rototiller. No forest needs bags of fertilizer. No forest leaves its soil exposed to the sun and wind for months. And yet forest soil is some of the richest, most alive soil on Earth. So why do we garden like bare dirt is normal? That is where the story gets interesting. One of the first people to prove this was Ruth Stout. In the 1930s, she began covering her garden with spoiled hay, the kind farmers often could not sell. Her neighbors kept digging, weeding, watering, and repeating the same battle every year. Ruth did the opposite. She stopped plowing. She stopped turning the soil. She kept the ground covered, and her garden kept producing, year after year. That made people uncomfortable. Because if her garden could thrive with less work, maybe much of the work gardeners were told was necessary was never necessary at all. Decades later, Paul Gauci showed a similar principle with wood chips. His Back to Eden garden became famous because people could see the transformation. Hard soil became dark, plants needed less water, trees and vegetables grew where they should have struggled. Different material, same principle, cover the soil, stop disturbing it, let biology do the work. And this is where deep mulch starts to look impossible. While other gardens dry out, mulched soil stays damp. While bare soil overheats and cracks, covered soil stays cooler and more stable. While weeds explode in open dirt, deep mulch blocks sunlight from reaching many weed seeds. While tilled soil collapses after rain, mulch soil becomes softer, darker, and alive. And all of this happens without buying another product every week. So what is really going on? The first mechanism is water. Bare soil loses moisture fast. Sun hits it, wind dries it, heat pulls water out. Deep mulch acts like a protective blanket. Rain still passes through. Irrigation still soaks in. But evaporation slows down. Moisture stays in the root zone longer. That means plants do not constantly swing between drought stress and sudden watering. They grow in a more stable environment. And stability is one of the most underrated secrets in gardening. But water is only the first layer. The second mechanism is temperature. Bare soil is extreme. It overheats during the day, It cools too fast at night. Roots are forced through constant stress. Deep mulch buffers those swings. In summer, it shields the soil from direct sun. In winter, it insulates. During sudden weather changes, it keeps the underground world calmer, and when roots are not stressed, the entire plant performs better. But the third mechanism is the one most people miss. Deep mulch does not just protect soil, it wakes it up. Under that layer, earthworms move toward the surface, fungi break down carbon, bacteria process nutrients. Tiny organisms create channels, improve structure, and turn dead material into fertility. Healthy soil is not dirt with nutrients sprinkled into it, it is a living system. And when you till that system again and again, you break fungal networks, expose microbes, and destroy the structure roots depend on. Deep mulch does the opposite. It gives soil life food, it gives it shelter, it gives it moisture. Then biology does the work gardeners usually try to do with tools, bags, and chemicals. Hard ground becomes softer. Dead soil begins to smell earthy again. Plants start looking different. Not because you forced the soil, because you finally stopped interrupting it. Now comes the myth that scared gardeners away for years: nitrogen theft. The warning sounds scientific. Wood chips and straw are high in carbon. Microbes need nitrogen to break carbon down, so people were told mulch would steal nitrogen from their plants. And yes, if you mix large amounts of carbon-heavy material into the soil, that can happen temporarily. But deep mulch is different. It stays on top. It decomposes slowly at the surface while plant roots remain below. Mixed in is one thing, layered on top is another. That single misunderstanding made one of the best soil building methods look dangerous, but this is not magic. Deep mulch can attract slugs in wet climates. Mice and voles may tunnel underneath. Hay with seeds can introduce weeds. Very wet conditions can cause problems for some crops, and if you bury young plants too deeply, you can smother them. The first year may also look unimpressive. That is where many people quit. They expect instant results. But deep mulch is not a quick trick. It is a system, and systems take time. That is also why this method rarely gets the spotlight. Modern gardening is built around repeat purchases. Bad soil, buy fertilizer. Weeds, buy herbicide. Dry soil, buy irrigation. Pests, buy sprays. Deep mulch says something different. Build a system that prevents problems before they start. A gardener using leaves, spoiled hay, straw, and free wood chips needs fewer inputs every year. That does not mean every product is useless, it means the foundation changes. You stop treating symptoms, you start building resilience, and that is not very profitable. If you want to test it, start with one bed. Do not convert your entire garden overnight. Choose one area and cover the soil with organic material. Use straw, spoiled hay, leaves, or wood chips. If you use hay or straw, apply it thick because it settles fast. If you use wood chips, keep them on the surface. Pull the mulch back when planting seeds or small transplants. Once plants establish, move the mulch around them without burying the stems. Then keep adding material as it breaks down. That is the rhythm. Cover, grow, replenish, repeat. But one detail decides whether this works or fails. The mulch stays on top. That is where people get it wrong. They treat mulch like an amendment and dig it in. But nature does not do that. Organic matter falls on the surface first. Then biology pulls it down slowly. That is the design. Over time, the garden starts needing less from you. Less watering, less weeding, less digging, less panic, and more observation. You begin seeing weeds as signals, earthworms as workers, fungi as infrastructure, mulch as food for an entire underground economy. That is the real shift. Maybe the biggest problem in modern gardening is that we were taught to see soil as a container, something that holds roots. But soil is not a container, it is a living system. And living systems do not get stronger when they are constantly disturbed, exposed, and forced. They get stronger when they are fed, protected, and allowed to organize themselves. Deep organic mulching breaks the rules people were trained to believe. It says bare soil is not clean. It says mess can be fertility. It says less work can produce better results. So the real question is not whether mulch works. The question is, what would change if your soil could feed itself?